crowd, if you will. I surveyed the crowd. I said, hey, you know, I'm taking topics, if you will. And what do you guys want to talk about? And I got a lot of feedback, so I made like a laundry list of like 10 different topics. I obviously can't get into them all tonight because some of them require some in-depth discussion, but I'm going to try to get through a couple of them really fast.
Great.
Can we do that?
It's great.
Okay, so
you can do it slow.
I try to present it, you know, because I'm OCD to the max. I mean, you know, I sat there and like had to sort it like 20 times to put it together in a way that segues from one to the other. Where's the starting point? And I decided the starting point is Jews versus Goyim.
Yeah.
Okay, Jews versus Goyim. Now, if this was a chess match, the Jews are going to win, right?
Yeah.
but if it's any other sport, we're dead, right?
Yeah. If it's tackle football.
Tackle football, we're dead.
Yeah.
You know, auto racing, finished. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So Jews versus the Goyim. What's a Jew? What's a Goy? There's a famous saying in amongst hippies, liberals. I don't know. There's a saying, you know, one world, one people, please. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. One world, one people. Torah has a problem with that. We can never fit into that.
Yeah.
Torah has a huge problem with that. Because according to Torah, according to Judaism, according to Yiddishkeit, there are two people. There are two people, and never one person. There's never one people. There's two people, please. Everybody in this world is either a Jew or a non-Jew. Okay?
Yeah.
We're all either a Jew or a non-Jew. A Jew is called a Goy. Jew is called a Goy. A non-Jew is called a Goy. Okay? And it's either a Jew, a Yid, or a Goy. And that's everybody at one point, starting, you know, with Adam, and then the flood, and it was Noah, all the way down to Abraham Avinu. Abraham, our father, everybody was a Goy. We were originally Goyim.
Yeah.
And we kept at that point the 7 laws, which we're going to get to in a second. And then Abraham made a covenant and got some big blessings from God, and he became the chosen man. Abraham was chosen so that his descendants would receive the Torah.
Right.
Jews are not chosen because of anything special we did. We're not chosen because, you know, we went to med school. You know, we're not chosen because
we run the New York Times.
We run the banks. That's the big charge. And the
Particularly
Jews,
Rabs and I.
Yeah.
The two of us control 50% of the banking in the world.
Right. The reason why Jews are chosen is because of our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. And God promised them that their descendants would get the Torah. And so we have the Torah today because we're Jewish. Because of them. Not because of anything we did, but because of them. Non-Jews and Jews. Jews have a Torah, and in the Torah that we were given at Mount Sinai, there are 613 mitzvahs, 613 commandments. And all of their various details, which breaks down in like volumes of laws. And it's a very impressive amount of things we have to do. Non-Jews have their own set of laws that they've had since the time of Adam. Adam was told 6 things. If you look it up in the Torah, you'll see that Adam was commanded 6 things, and they were called the Noahide laws, right? Well, they weren't called it then because Noah wasn't born yet, right?
He was really surprised, like, God gives him here the Noahide law.
Yeah, you're going like Noahide.
What's a Noahide?
What about the adamant?
Yeah.
You know, because it just sounds
totally dissed.
You know, where's the adamant laws? I'm adamant about the adamant laws. Okay, that's a pun. All right, so when Noah came, the 7th law was given, and from that point forward, there are 7 laws, okay, for the Noachides.
Yeah.
And the Jews keep 613, and the non-Jews keep 7, and the 7 also are very, what's the word I want to have? Very intensive, and there's a lot of details, and it breaks down, and there's there's a book I've seen just for, you know...
there are a lot of books out there for your Noachides.
For Noachides, and there's a lot of stuff that they have to do. It's tantamount to a Kitzur Shulchan Aruch.
Yeah.
There is a lot. What's so funny? What's happening?
I'm just trying to imagine a guy going through a Shulchan Aruch. Can you imagine the look on the guy's face as he's going through it?
My wife told me to sit back. Okay. Yeah? No. All right. So that's what's going on there. So is there any question? Do they have any question?
I got a question.
Okay,
now,
go ahead.
What about the Kushi Manzarim?
They don't bring in, like, you know... All right. I'm going to speak more about the Noahide laws later. Okay?
Yeah.
But I just wanted to, you know, set those guidelines, that division of Jew versus non-Jew, to set that right. That there's two types of people: there's Jew and a non-Jew.
Yeah.
And here's something that's also important, which goes into number 2, right?
Yeah.
Which I broke down.
Well, look at the guy. He says Divine Code by Rabbi Moshe Wiener. That's pretty smart.
All right,
it's amazing what people can do with the internet.
Okay. I should give a plug to him.
Yeah, James Noahide is great.
James Noahide is great.
He's a true righteous Gentile.
He's a true righteous Gentile, and he's been he rebroadcasted our show.
Wow.
Everybody should pay attention to him. He's got a daily show just about the Noahide laws, and I'm going to talk more about that later. And it's on Q77. Q77, and that I want to just plug that on.
Yeah.
He talks about the Noahide laws, and he plays music too, really cool music.
And he's a really nice guy.
He's a nice guy.
It's like he's very polite. That's one of the things I like about the Goyim, is they're so nice.
Right, because they're not Jews, that's why.
Yeah, they're just like,
they're nice people.
They don't stampede over you to get like the kugel at Kiddush. They don't like elbow you to get to Kiddush. They don't, like, they bathe every day.
Yeah, isn't it amazing?
Yeah, it's like, and they say, have a nice day. I mean, there are really a lot of wonderful things about the Goyim.
And
they're really good at basketball and football, many of them.
I have no bad words about the Goyim. I have none.
No.
You never hear a bad word about the Goyim.
I mean, when they're not lynching you, they're just great.
You never hear. I complain all the time about Jews. I'm sure you've heard it. Like this Jew, I have. So the next thing I wanted to say, can I say the next thing?
Yes.
Okay. Is item number 2 is intermarriage, and I really want to talk about that for a second.
Yeah.
Because we have 2 types of people, and the Torah tells us that that they don't mix. They're like oil and water.
Yeah.
Right? They're oil and water. What was that? Like the heavens opened up just now. They're like oil and water. So
Right.
Jews and non-Jews are not allowed to marry. There are 2 types. Listen, this is very important. This is a very important point. That there are 2 types of marriages that the Torah recognizes. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
a marriage between a Jewish man and a Jewish woman.
Mm-hmm.
That's a marriage.
Yeah.
And a relationship, a similar, I guess you call it marriage, although there's no formality. You don't have to get like a chuppah or anything.
Right.
You don't have to do any of those things. But there, a marriage between a non-Jewish man and a non-Jewish woman.
Does the Torah recognize the Goyim's marriage?
Yeah, absolutely. Because the Goyim have a law of Eshes Ish. The Goyim have a law that they're not allowed to have adultery, and that's a married woman.
That's right. Yeah, of course. Even the Goyim can't have adultery or homosexuality or incest.
Right. And
Which totally bums them out.
here's where it gets interesting. Since Torah doesn't require them to get an official marriage to be considered married,
Mm-hmm.
where it does, like, there's no kedushin, like by we have like special mumbo jumbo, right?
Yeah.
That we have to say and do,
Yeah.
and we have like a whole stuff, a whole
Yeah.
seder of stuff we have to do at a wedding to be officially married. Non-Jews, I don't think they have anything to do officially.
No.
So since they don't have it, what about when a guy takes a girl home and he becomes like the girlfriend and he's with her for a week?
Yeah.
They may already have established a marriage according to Torah,
Mm-hmm.
right? And now comes along somebody else and he's with that woman there. I mean, that's a problem. I don't know exactly how. I'm not an expert on Noahide laws to that extent. I don't know how that works. But, okay, so anyways, but the point I wanted to make was a Jew marries a non-Jew, and we see this a lot.
Yeah.
Where do we see it?
In America.
In America, we see it. There's a lot of there's a lot in America. There's a lot of intermarriage. Most marriages in America are what's called an intermarriage, when a Jew marries a non-Jew. Now, according to Torah, that's not a recognized marriage. They're not married.
Yeah.
Okay, they're not married. Okay, so that's a problem according to Torah.
Yeah.
That's going to create all kinds of issues. And I'm putting that out there because some people don't realize that that's actually a problem.
Right.
And I have a lot of friends who are intermarried, and I'm not judging them for that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm just letting people know that according to the Torah, that's not recognized.
What does Jewish unity mean to you?
I don't know what do you mean, like Achdus?